Hello, friends. How are you all doing? It's such a joy to see you again. And today we're going to talk about something every entrepreneur needs to hear, what it really takes to build a successful startup. And no, it's not just about having a great idea, it's about something far deeper. So let's jump right in. Whenever we start a new venture, we begin with a deep sense of belief. We're confident. We say to ourselves, people will buy our product. Our sales will grow quickly, we'll generate great profits, and this idea will change the world. Especially if it's a tech or AI tool, we assume companies will love it, integrate it, and even supermarkets will line up to stock it. We believe it will work. We believe we'll win. But here's the truth. Belief alone isn't enough. Those bold statements we tell ourselves at the start, they're actually assumptions. And if those assumptions are wrong, it could sink the entire business before it even takes off. That's why validation is critical. We have to find out early, are these assumptions actually true? Let's take a quick example you probably know. Facebook. We all see Facebook today as a global giant. But go back to 2004. It was just a small college project by Mark Zuckerberg, Dustin Moskovitz, and Chris Hughes. They weren't leading the market. They had just 150,000 users. Their features were limited compared to competitors, and their revenue was minimal. But even in that early stage, they raised $500,000, and within a year, they secured $12.7 million in funding. How did they do it? Simple. They had already proven two key things. First, that their users genuinely found value in the product. Second, that the product was naturally growing without paid marketing. That's what we call validating your value hypothesis and your growth hypothesis. Here's what impressed investors. Within a month of launch, 75% of Harvard students were using Facebook, and half of them were coming back every single day. That kind of organic usage, that's gold. It proved that Facebook had real traction, and it gave investors the confidence to put their money behind it. Now, let's come back to your startup. Every startup is built on assumptions, leaps of faith. If your assumptions are right, you're sitting on a gold mine. But if they're wrong, it could be game over. That's why it's not enough to just believe. What matters is whether you can validate that belief with real-world behavior. A big mistake many founders make is copying someone else's success story and assuming it'll work the same way. For instance, you might say, Uber works great for food delivery, so if I build an app to deliver fresh vegetables, it'll work too. But hang on, have you asked if people actually want to order vegetables online? Are they looking for that? Have they shown any intent? Assuming what worked for another business will work for you without testing it? That's dangerous. That's not strategy. That's gambling. So how do you test your assumptions the right way? This is where the idea of get out of the building comes in, a powerful principle from Toyota called Genchi Genbutsu, which means go and see for yourself. Don't sit inside an office or rely on secondhand data. Go out there, meet real people. Talk to potential customers. Show them your idea. Ask them what they really think. Don't pitch. Listen. Observe how they react. Are they curious? Do they show interest? Do they shrug it off? Build a simple version of your product, a prototype with just the essentials. Give it to users. Watch what they do. Do they actually use it? Do they come back to it? What do they say about it? What do they feel? Real feedback starts there. But be careful, don't talk to just two people and assume your idea is a hit. A few positive comments don't mean market validation. You need to go broad. Test with different types of people. Get diverse opinions. Only then will you have feedback that's actually reliable and worth building on. And now comes a big red flag: fake growth. This is something we see way too often. Startups spending heavily on paid ads, using influencers, boosting download numbers artificially just to show a rising growth curve. On the outside, the metrics look amazing, but what's really happening? 90% of users never come back. There's no real value, no revenue, no stickiness. It's all surface-level hype. And when investors realize this, it's often too late. So if you're a founder, focus not on vanity metrics, but on creating real value, real growth, real retention. That's what builds trust. That's what builds a business that lasts. And one final thought. If something in your startup isn't working, don't keep pushing it just because you've invested time or effort. Let go. Shift your attention to the parts that are working. Improve them. Double down. Keep evolving. That's how great entrepreneurs emerge, not by being stubborn, but by being adaptable. Everything I've shared with you today comes from The Lean Startup, one of the most influential books for entrepreneurs and builders. I've done my best to simplify its ideas and share the essence with you in a way that's clear, practical, and useful. If you have any questions or thoughts, drop them in the comments below. I'd love to respond. And if you found this video helpful, don't forget to like it, subscribe, and of course, share it with your entrepreneur friends. I'll see you in the next one. Until then, take care, keep learning, and keep building. Bye for now.